Along the many changes that will come with Star Citizen for 3.23 will be those that will take cargo hauling to the next step, and these changes include the introduction of the much anticipated personal hangars, freight elevators, or item kiosks, and the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen did a great job at introducing these changes, but because of the limited time of this format, it left out a few details that I think deserved to be answered as well. Hi, I'm Erad, and so in today's video, I'm going to go over 5 questions that have been left unanswered by the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen, and I will try to find answer to those along with you guys in the comment section down below. And so if you haven't done so, and if you enjoy the content, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Not only you'll be notified when a new video is up, but you would also greatly help the channel with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for your help. Also, now has never been a better time to join Star Citizen and its community to support the project, so if you are thinking about doing so, feel free to use this referral code right here when signing up. It will grant you 5,000 alpha UEC, perfect to get you started in the verse. And now, back to the video. So, the first question that I have is, what happens when you buy a bigger ship? Because in the last episode of Inside Star Citizen, we were told that when we get started, when we select our home location, we will get a hangar, and that hangar will be based on the biggest ship that we have. So let's say your biggest ship is a Mercury Star Runner, you're gonna get a medium-sized hangar or a large-sized hangar perhaps. But let's say that after that, you are deciding to buy, let's say, an 890 Jump. Well, will you have a hangar that's going to be big enough? That is something that the developers did not say. And I think that this could be a problem because let's say you have something in your smaller hangar, some cargo, for example, or some decoration. Is that going to then eventually be transferred to the new hangar or not? That remains to be said. Now, the people in my community did give some answers here, and they believe that perhaps CIG will indeed automatically transfer the hangar from a smaller to a larger one. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Next, we'll talk about cargo, and I really wonder how cargo will be loaded and unloaded at outposts. We've seen that, for example, ships are going to have their freight elevators inside the hangars, but how is that going to be happening at some of the smaller hangars, like let's say Best Deck on Ariel, or maybe Arco 141 on Daymar? I've got no idea. I've never seen any footage there. Are these elevators be only at, say, for example, the landing zones or perhaps at the distribution centers? Are the small outposts going to go in favor of distribution centers as well? That remains to be seen. What people are saying in the community is that perhaps there will be also freight elevators at the outpost that CIG are going to implement, but so far we haven't seen anything of that. If you know anything about it, well, let me know in the comment section down below as well. We'll also talk about item management. They did talk about item management a little bit and how we're going to be able to retrieve all items via some kiosks, right? But what if we have, for example, some items at one planet, but we go to another planet? Are we going to still have access to those items? Are we going to be able to pay a fee for those items to be retrieved after a certain period of time? How to transfer hundreds of items if this is something that we have in our inventory? That also remains to be seen. In the community, the people are saying that, well, if you drop your items at R-Corp, they're only going to be accessible at R-Corp. I believe that that's what's going to happen, but perhaps CIG had thought of something else. If you are, again, aware of something like that, let me know in the comment section down below. How do you think their items are going to be handled? Also, next, let's talk about multiple ships here. We saw that when a ship is going to be summoned, the platform will go down and then the ship will appear and it will go up again. It will rise with the ship here. This looks wonderful. We know that in the future we're also going to be able to call in some ground vehicles via the freight elevator. Now, the question that I have is, will it be possible to call multiple ships on the same pad? Say, for example, you already have one ship that came up. Are we going to be able to call a second fighter or a third fighter? Will the one that was spawned before disappear? What if we just hover above the ground, with a pilot, and then the platform goes down again, picks up a fighter, and comes in again? Will the fighter that's already still be in the hangar but hovering disappear or not? That is also something that I would like to know. They did not talk about that. How about also decoration and furniture? Because we know that these persistent hangars will be the closest thing to a player home in Star Citizen, something that we are not going to have anytime soon because they haven't talked about it so far. But we are going to have some sense of ownership when it comes to the player hangars. We'll be able to put our flair. We'll be able to also put our own furniture, perhaps, according to the visuals that we've seen inside Star Citizen. And what we believe inside the community is that Cloud Imperial Games are going to be using that as a base for the future base building technology. In the future, base building is basically going to be our homes, right? We're going to be able to decorate our bases because that's what we can do in every game. There's no reason the Star Citizen is going to be any different. I believe that the persistence and also all of these items that we are collecting and that we're going to be displaying, all of that technology is going to be tested in the player hangar. So that's what I think is also going to be another use here from Cloud Imperial Games, from which they are going to be collecting data and analyzing how players are owning their own persistent hangars. So there we have it, guys. 5 questions that were left unanswered, unfortunately, but I do hope that one day we are going to have answers. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait until we get our hands on those new features, perhaps. But if you already know anything about those, well, don't hesitate to share your thoughts and opinion. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that we got a giveaway this month. I'm giving away a Vanguard Warden with LTI. All you have to do is to be a Patreon or YouTube member and join our Discord. Put your name in there, and that's basically it. You can just also join for free via our video sharing contest. I thank you guys so much for watching, and also thank Dr. Falbin, Zero Crusher, Deplorable, Fidel, and Ducky to Ducker, and I will see you guys in the next one.